Here are some ideas for your reflection that accompanies your piece of creative writing. The purpose, from my perspective, of us getting you to do this reflection is it's your opportunity to be able to talk to the marker and explain to them what you were attempting to do. So it's a really good opportunity for you to really detail the things that you were attempting to achieve and that how you're using structure and stylistic features to do it. So make the most of that opportunity. Now, in the guideline, it says that you must talk about two features from the light between the oceans, the sample piece of writing that we've given you. Now, what you can do, obviously, with that is um, you can talk about two structural devices. So you might talk about the narrative structure and how you've played around with that. So there are things that we've talked about that in class anyway. So you can talk about two structural devices, or you can talk about two literary devices or stylistic features. The things like motifs and the similes and all those figurative sort of aspects, or it doesn't have to be figurative language either. It could be your sentence structure and the types of sentences and the imagery you're using, the whole range of those sort of things. I'm rambling a little bit, sorry. The other thing that you can do is you can do one of each. You might say one structural component and one stylistic. But what you can do as well is you don't have to say that you've mimicked them, that you've used it the same. You can say, I like the way in which this piece of writing used the binary opposites of light and darkness. You might say, well, I like that the binary aspect, and so in my story, I took that and I changed it and was exploring isolation and connection. But how the character was isolated in some areas, but connected through the landscape, or something along those lines. So once you've you can talk about that anywhere in your reflection. It doesn't have to be at the start. You can put it in where you feel it's appropriate. But certainly the other thing that you're going to do is talk about all the other things that you've done. Now, some of those might be things that were done in the sample piece of writing as well, and some of them will be completely different. But really what you're doing is you're just going through and articulating what it is that you've done, how you've tried to make the comment. So if you're, it doesn't hurt, I think, for you to say what the message of your piece is, the main idea, what you're trying to convey. And as we said, if you can get that down to one word. So like I was saying, isolation, and then you say, my concept was isolation, and through the main character, I was attempting to, and then you just, go and explain what you were attempting to do. That's a good thing to do, and that will just allow the marker to be able to go back and have a look, and that way they'll see what you're attempting to do and then go looking for it. That way we might not miss it. Okay. It's okay for you as well to talk about things and say, well, in this part of the story, I deliberately left the conflict unresolved, and my purpose for doing that was whatever you want to say. It doesn't hurt to come down like here and talk right down onto the word level. So I used short sentences here, or I was using alliteration, or I wanted to emphasize this particular word, and that type of thing. So once you've written that, then you've got to come back over here and look at, just annotating what you said. So in this section here, I was focused on landscape, but further down, here is a moment where I was looking at the motif of light, or in my case, I was looking at isolation. Okay, and so you're just trying to pinpoint or signpost, I suppose, keywords that are relevant to what you're doing. Okay, here's another one, stylistic feature that was influenced by Hay, and that stylistic feature was here, that this like the oyster plant, using the simile there. Okay, that's about all I can tell you, I think. So good luck in writing that. It's just your opportunity to have a really strong personal voice, and that will accompany your piece of writing.